So Josh has come down to this with Fix It, a repeat offender. I never thought I would see a repeat offender on Fix It, but we have one. It's the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks, they're crazy to me. It's crazy to think about that they've fallen this far down, right? What's going on with this organization? We know the story with Russell, the organization wanting more control. If you're Russell Wilson, you're a Hall of Fame quarterback, but yet you want to be put in a certain light. You want to be mentioned with the Bradys, the greats, the Rodgers, and all that. I mean, why is that more important to you at this point of your career, more so than getting back to a Super Bowl? For instance, if it's about Russell Wilson, they get a new coordinator, Waldron. It's not working out that well. He wants a revamped offensive line, not working out that well. He's been the cause of a lot of issues, to be honest with you, offensively. They don't have a running game, but yet he's not as sharp as he once was as a quarterback. He's got to address himself more so than the team addressing his needs. Think about what Seattle did, trading future draft picks for Jamal Adams, thinking that they needed to surround Russell Wilson with all these players. When you look in the mirror, Russell Wilson, that's how you can fix this situation going on with the Seattle Seahawks. It's not about everybody else. And it's sad, Josh, that sometimes these players, they get to that level where they think it's about everybody else and not themselves.
Yeah, so Pritch, I was waiting for you to give me your fix it here with Seattle, because this is the one team that has really annoyed me all season long. Number one, I'm on their over win total on the year to start the year, over 9.5. Me and Will Hill both love that play. I want to say in Russell Wilson's career, he's like 8 of 9 seasons he's had double-digit wins. Everything starts to crumble down with this team. And again, the other thing is, like, from a betting perspective, this is a team where you could have gotten good numbers. Like, for example, last week, I get them plus 2.5 against the Cardinals. And then they flip all the way to minus 5.5. They lose outright. We've seen this happen quite a bit with this team where I can't put my finger on it. You have made a great case of what's going on here with Russell Wilson and maybe, maybe looking at other things other than these team goals here. But then you give up these multiple first-round picks for Jamal Adams, Pritch, a good player. But in a passing league, are you going to get is a Rodney Harrison type hard-hitting guy like really as valuable as he used to be? So I think you've made some mismanagements. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you don't have good karma going on with this team right now. But I would say going into this Monday night game, this is kind of a tough one for me. I really, really liked Washington early on. Obviously, Seattle, at one point they were laying 1.5, and now it's flipped to a pick'em or -1 Washington. So I'm saying, hey, Washington, they've won 2 in a row. The Seattle Seahawks are really struggling right now with this line move. I'm going to probably moneyline Washington. And then our buddy Gamble and Lou comes on and says, hey, the look ahead was -3.5 Seattle. You're buying low on Seattle. Right now, what's giving me heartburn is, Pritch, I'm seeing 2/3 of bets, if not more, going with Washington. And I never like to bet just one team's playing bad, one team's playing good. Bet on the team that's playing better. That's kind of an easy way to kind of put yourself in a dangerous situation. So I'm a little bit worried that Seattle may have value if they continue to perform poorly. But if you're worried about maybe going with too much with the public and maybe underestimating Seattle, that could be an underplay here, Pritch. One thing I noticed about Seattle, they're 8-1-1 to the under this year. They've cashed a lot of unders. I mean, some of that was with Geno Smith, obviously some with Russell Wilson here. But the total for that Monday night game, it's around 47. It may get down to 46.5. You're going to have a little bit of wind here. Maybe lean under in this spot with a Seattle team that isn't putting up a lot of points, especially not what we expect from them.
Yeah, you like those road dogs 7 points or less right there, too. That's Seattle.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a dog against Heineke. Heineke is what Russell Wilson once was. Hungry, right? 1 offensive touchdown in the last 8 quarters. That's inexcusable. Along the lines of egos and millionaires in the National Football League, respect means everything. And certainly I think Russell Wilson needs to start earning that back. The Buffalo Bills, a chance to fix this football team, even though they lack physicality. Offensive balance, without question. I think the offensive line, the problems existed there at the beginning of the year against Pittsburgh. It's a softer offensive line. They're not a physical bunch. That's why they don't even have the attitude or the mindset to run the football, to be balanced. So everything's on the shoulders of Josh Allen, which is great. He's an incredible player, incredible athlete, but the league catches up to passing teams, finesse teams, and that's what's happened to Buffalo. Saints have a great opportunity if they can bring the physicality to this football team. Can the Buffalo Bills flip the switch and be more physical, Josh? Can they get angry at somebody and strap up that helmet a little bit tighter and put some air in it and get after it a little bit?
Who knows, Pritch? I mean, does a lion change its stripes, or what is it? A giraffe? I don't even know. I can't even get the right
You're
thing
close.
there. Yeah, I was close. I'm getting the wrong animal, stripes, dots, whatever it may be.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, if they're not really playing as a tough team, do you expect them to change it overnight? I don't know. I think that maybe speaks more to coaching and kind of the mindset and the motivation there. But I would say, Pritch, it's kind of funny. Like the public, it's a very "what have you done for me lately" league, especially in the NFL. We overreact when a team has a good game and want to play them next week. When they don't play well, we want to bet against them. But that's actually not what's happening with Buffalo. Even though you lose straight up as a 7-point favorite, great hit if you were on the Colts there last week, the public is still saying, I don't care, it's still Buffalo. I know they've struggled. They're pretty much a 500 team over the last month or so, yet they opened -4.5. They're all the way up to 5.5 or 6 here on that Sunday night game against New Orleans. So my angle here would be buying low on New Orleans. I think Adam made a really good point. We still have until tomorrow night for this line to move. Will you just get bombarded with, Simeon's terrible and no more Drew Brees and this team has lost 3 in a row, and Buffalo, they're bound to get back to their winning ways? If that narrative continues going into Turkey Day, and we have a lot of betting there late night on Buffalo, does it get to 6.5? I'd hold out for that, but you're starting to see kind of a little bit of a buyback there on New Orleans. Any of these sixes, I see a couple that got back down to 5.5. But I'd like to buy low on New Orleans in this spot. I just think with what we've seen out of Buffalo, Pritch, I know New Orleans, it's no more Drew Brees, and you got these backups, and it's a different kind of team. But you still got Peyton, you still got a good defense, and you're a primetime dog, only getting about 30% of bets in this heavily bet game. So I'd like to buy on New Orleans here. Maybe you get Buffalo. Probably a lot of people will tease them down to pretty much a pick. But give me the points, especially if it gets to 6.5. I'd look at New Orleans there when we're all comatose on the couch tomorrow night, Pritch.
You know what? If the tryptophan hasn't kicked in, right, we're going to watch this one. But New Orleans, I think it's time for Peyton to poke the bear there. This is a team that was number 1 against the run. They won the game against Tampa in the Dome. Good feeling right there. Then they go on the road, and against the Eagles, they give up over 200 yards on the ground. You have to needle some of these players and remind them that they can be replaced. And I think that could be the case here, a motivated New Orleans football team. Now, Buffalo on the other side, too. A tiger or a lion cannot change their stripes. but you think about the Buffalo Bills and, what they're seeing from a defense. Like in the National Football League, there's so many 4-2-5 base defenses now. Like, why are you not running the football? There's only 2 linebackers, and a lot of these linebackers are undersized. And it's like, why do you not want to impose your will and be physical at the line of scrimmage? You got 5 giants up front and maybe a lead blocker if you can find a tight end from some cross blocks or some double teams that can help you run the football. Maybe Buffalo gets to that on a short week. I highly doubt it. I think they'll stick with what they've done all year long matching up against the Saints.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how this plays out. Maybe you change up your game plan a little bit, Pritch. But I would mention to that total, it has dropped, just like Adam mentioned, 46.5 down to 45.5. I like this non-conference under trend. It's been pretty good this year. If you look at these non-conference unders, 36 and 17, 68%. Also kind of like the fact that these teams have been going over. If you look at New Orleans, they've cashed 4 straight overs. The Bills have cashed 2 straight overs. If a team keeps cashing overs and they're both cashing overs, yet the total falls, that looks fishy to me. It just kind of doesn't make too much sense. Maybe we get one of these Turkey Day lower scoring games in a non-conference matchup. Actually lean under there along with that Saints plus the points play.
Okay, I should have put an S on repeat offender because we have offenders. The Cleveland Browns back on the fix-it list today. I thought that Odell Beckham Jr., lack of leadership, all that was going to fix and solve problems for Cleveland. They responded accordingly, but have backed up again. Last 2 weeks, 124.5 passing yards per game. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions from Baker Mayfield, 10 points per game as well. My goodness, respect again. Egos and millionaires in locker rooms. You need respect. This guy, Baker Mayfield, does not have it. And especially when his wife is doing what she's doing on social media. So as a betting standpoint, Josh, I'm going to bring it back to betting. I can't back the Browns. I know they're a dog situation, and we like road dogs, plus 7 points or less. But against Baltimore in this spot, I just can't back the Browns.
So I'm definitely worried betting against the Ravens here, Pritch, but I actually do like Cleveland here. You're going to get some reinforcements. Maybe that makes Baker's life a little bit easier. You're probably going to get Conklin back, really good offensive lineman. Your two-headed monster there, Kareem Hunt. So maybe that better running game, better offensive line play protects Baker a little bit. Again, those road dogs, as you mentioned, I like the plus 3.5 there, opening 5, falling down to 3.5. And I would say, Pritch, when you're talking about fixing the offense there, not scoring a ton, look at that under, 46.5 down to 45.5. To me, that's appealing play.
And that's the beauty of sports sports betting because there's always other angles. Like if I don't want to back the Browns, certainly I can find some other plays with this game. Player props, team totals, points, over unders, everything's out there for sure.